Namaste students, my name is JVNS Dr. Neeraj Bholia, Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Science, Jayoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. So in this lecture, we are going to discuss about the history and scope of the stem cell, and this belongs to the subject medical biotechnology. Okay, so in the previous lecture, we have studied about the different types of the stem cells. Then we have also studied the characteristics of the stem cells. Now, what is the history of the stem cells? How the stem cells are identified and how they are included in the research and the treatment of the current treatment scenario or treatment strategies. So it was a story from 1981. The scientists discovered the embryonic stem cells from the early mouse embryos nearly 30 years ago. Okay, so the detailed study of the biology of the that stem cells which are isolated from the mouse and from the embryo of the mouse um, in 1998. That is a method to derive the stem cells from human embryos, and it led to the knowledge that it can be done for the humans also. Okay, so the cells uh, which were isolated from the 1981 from the mouse, and after that in 1998 the same strategy will was adopted for the humans and human embryos. So these cells which are isolated from the human embryos are known as the human embryonic stem cells. So the embryos used in these studies were created for reproductive purposes through in vitro fertilization procedures. And when they were no longer needed for that purpose, they were donated for research with the informed consent of the donor, because in that case it includes the clinical study. So the consent and the ethics should be followed as per the norms. In 2006, the researchers made another important discovery by identifying the conditions that would allow some specialized adult cells to be reprogrammed genetically and to assume a stem cell like state. So because in this case the adult cells or the mature cells are programmed or they are induced to behave like the stem cells. So this was called, or this was named as the induced pluripotent stem cells. Pluripotent because the stem cells have the pluripotency or the above level of the potency. Okay, zygote are the totipotent cells or zygote, and the after the fertilization of the egg, the initial few divisions of that in that embryo or in that zygote that produces the cells which have the totipotency. And after that, the various stem cells, most of the stem cells have the pluripotency and the multipotency. So totipotent cells are very less in either the embryo or sorry, either the zygote or the cells which are produced through the zygote by the initial few divisions. Okay, so by the way, that the cells which are programmed or induced artificially to behave like the stem cells or stem cell like cells, so they were named as the induced pluripotent stem cells. Okay, so now there are many ways in which human stem cells can be used in research and in the clinic. So the studies on the human embryonic stem cells will yield information about the complex events that occur during human development. So because the stem cells are the immature cells. So how they behave, how they respond to the environment, how they mature, how they differentiated into various lineages of the cells. This will this gave us a very informative studies. Okay, so very large studies were performed on the stem cells, and a primary goal of this work is to identify that how these stem cells, which are undifferentiated, become the differentiated cells and form the various tissues and various organs, because it is very interesting to know that how a single cell, how one cell can form different types of mature cells. It should include various the complex mechanism, the complex phenomenon should be there. So the understanding of that phenomenon was very interesting. So scientists know that the turning genes on and off is the central to the process. Okay, because any cell in the body, they have the common genome, means the genes are same, the genome is identical in the whole cells. Either it is from the lung cell, either it is from the pancreas, spleen, kidney, or any other tissue. Okay, but how they are specialized, how they became the specialized cells, means the function which a skin cell perform, that cannot be performed by the lung cells, or we can say that the kidney cells cannot perform the function of the lung cell. So there should be a mechanism that turn on the genes at the specific organ or at the specific site. So that makes them differentiated, that makes them different from one another. So some of the most serious medical conditions, such as the cancer and the birth defects, are due to the abnormal cell division and differentiation. So if we understand the process of the cell division and the differentiation through the stem cell study, it will be very helpful in that specific pathological conditions. So a more complete understanding of the genetics and the molecular controls of these processes may yield the information about how such diseases arise and suggest the new strategies for the therapy of in these conditions. So predictably, the controlling cell proliferation and differentiation requires additional basic research on the molecular and genetic signals that regulate the cell division and specializations that can be studied by the stem cell research. So in the recent developments with induced pluripotent stem cells, we suggest some of the specific factors that may involve. The techniques must be devised to introduce these factors safely into the cells and control the process that are induced by these factors. So the human stem cells are currently being used to test new drugs. New medications are tested for safety on differentiated cells generated from the human pluripotent cell lines. Because if a specific type of cell is not available and we have the information that these stem cells can be differentiated in that cells, then it is easy to perform the experiment on that particular specialized cells by converting the stem cell into the matured cells. So other kinds of cell lineage lines have a long history of being used in this way. Cancer cell lines, for example, are used to screen the potential anti-tumor drugs. Okay, so the A549 cell is there. Okay, then HUAC cell is there, and many cell lines, cancer cell lines, are now available to study, to screen these drugs which have the probable anti-cancer, anti-tumor properties, anti-proliferative properties. Okay, so the availability of the pluripotent stem cells would allow drug testing in a wider range of cell types, because it is possible through the pluripotent stem cells to make the different types of cells. So one drug can be tested on variety of cell types using the stem cells. Okay, however, to screen the drugs effectively, the conditions must be identical when comparing comparing the different drugs. Uh, Therefore, the scientists must be able to precisely control the differentiation of the stem cells into the specific cell types on which the drugs will be tested. For some cell types and tissues, the current knowledge of the signals controlling differentiation falls short of being able to mimic these conditions precisely to generate pure populations of the differentiated cells for each drug being tested. Perhaps the most important potential application of human stem cells is the generation of the cells and tissues that could be used for cell-based therapies. So today, donated organs and tissues are often used to replace the ailing or destroyed tissues. But the need for transplantable tissues and organs for overweights and the available supply, the stem cells directed to differentiate into specific cell types, and they offer the possibility of the renewable resources sources and replacement cells and tissues to treat the diseases including the macular degeneration, the spinal cord injury, stroke, burns, heart disease, diabetes, osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, and the cases where the patient is not available to transplant the tissue or cells from a different part of the body, because it is either overaged or in some pathological condition that it could not repair its healing process is very deficient, or if it is not availing or available, the proper donor is not there. Okay, so the stem cell therapy can be utilized, can be very beneficial and helpful in that cases. Okay, so this was about the stem cell history and the scope of the stem cell. So hope you are satisfied with this detailed session. If you have any doubt, any query, you can write in the comment box. And this session is powered by Digital Version 2, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Thank you.